can see those out. Could you move a little bit that way? Because that's fine. I'll just save it. Okay. I chose to do my persuasive speech on the Marcellus Shale. Did you know the development of the Marcellus Shale may reduce the cost of energy? This cheaper source of energy could lower families' heating and electric bills. To specifically define the Marcellus Shale, it is a rock formation that is hundreds of feet below the surface, and scientists hypothesized that there was wet gas and oil. They then decided to find a way to drill down, then sideways, and continue to break through the shale and find oil and gas. They drilled this way, and either this side or this side. They leased 640 acres at a time. They pick a spot in the middle, and they drill down until they hit a certain depth and drill sideways again. This defines the Marcellus Shale in a nutshell. Let us begin by discussing the problem caused by natural resources from other places. The United States debt causes a large problem. We are not only in debt due to purchasing natural resources from other countries, but it plays a large role in our fiscal depletion. It causes a problem when our country is not self-sufficient due to its constant dependence on other countries for natural resources. Another issue caused by dependence on other countries would be the fear of not having enough resources. As a country, we should be fearful because we haven't been producing those resources on our own. Our country wouldn't be able to function on its own should the countries we depend on run out of the natural resources that we take for granted. An example would be running out of gas or oil. If either of this resource ran low, the prices would skyrocket and we would be forced to pay whatever amount they decided to make us pay for it. Americans as a whole fear that the Marcellus Shale should also lead to pollution. For example, they believe that the drilling would cause air pollution and make the quality of the air decrease. Others also fear that because of this, the repercussions would be severe and not beneficial. Repercussions would consist of endangering wildlife and polluting the water. Now let's discuss the solutions to our dependencies on other countries' natural resources. The first solution would be exploration into our country's natural resources. The more we explore, the more resources we will find, so the more drilling, the more resources, which would end up with more money in our pocket. If we find enough natural resources in our country, we would no longer need to be as dependent on other countries. Also, there are many people who believe this process not only pollutes our environment, but has been the cause of many recent earthquakes, but there has been no specific proof to justify these accusations. Although it would seem they would lead to the earthquakes. Lastly, let's discuss the future of the Marcellus Shale. It is beneficial. There are many positive futuristic outcomes due to the Marcellus Shale. An example of this would be the abundance of job opportunities. This process will bring new companies to the area because of the financial stability, which will bring new jobs in the area. Another point would be that unemployment is at an all-time high, and this would be a great way to get people new opportunities for employment, especially our area. Another futuristic goal would be the positive impact it would ultimately have on our environment, although it may not seem like it. This quote from paceagrant.org states, "By switching to natural gas for power generation, we can also cut down on some of the small particles such as sulfur and nitrogen oxides that are emitted into the atmosphere when coal is burned. Health problems such as asthma that are made worse by a small particle matter floating in the air can be greatly reduced." So not only is it preventing health problems, it's good for the environment too. In addition, the Marcellus Shale would boost our economy greatly. Another quote from paceagrant.org would be, "In areas where energy development occurs, towns usually experience an increase in economic activity. Landowners receiving payments from natural gas royalties and gas company employees may spend their money at local stores, restaurants, and hotels. This would boost our economy, prevent better jobs, and that's it. And in conclusion, this is my persuasive speech on the Marcellus Shale.